Yo guys, welcome back to another video today. We are going to be doing my Premier League predictions, so I'm going to predict who I think will finish where this season in the Premier League. It starts tomorrow as I'm recording this, so I'm going to do it today. I'm doing this at 9 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be up in the afternoon sometime. Don't know when to send this because you will know when it's going to go up, because it will say, but anyway, let's just get straight into it with my three teams that I think will get relegated this season. So in 20th place and coming last in the league, I think will be Brighton. They've only really signed a couple of players in Davy Proper and a couple other random players I haven't heard of. They fell off form towards the end of the championship season. They were like 7 points ahead of Newcastle with 4 games left, and then just didn't perform. I think they'll continue that run and just not perform in the league and finish bottom. In 19th, I think will be Burnley. They've sold Michael Keane and Andre Gray, who were 2 of their 3 best players in the team. They have kept on Tom Heaton as I'm recording this video, because transfer window finishes at the end of August, the day before my birthday. They will struggle. They've signed a couple of players in, Jonathan Walters, Phil Bartley, and a couple other players. They haven't really signed anyone amazing in the transfer window, so I think they will come 19th and struggle this season and go back down to the championship. In 18th place, I think, will be Huddersfield. They've signed loads of players. They've signed Aaron Moy from City, my club. They've signed lots of other players. I can't name them all because they've signed like 7 or 8 players. But they've signed some really good players. I think they'll do well this season. Hopefully they'll stay up. I'm saying that with Brighton as well. Hopefully, because I like the newly promoted sides to stay up, but I think 2 of the 3 will go down, and those are these 3. I don't think Huddersfield they've got some good players, but I don't think they've got an amazing squad to play in the Premier League, and I think that we'll go down with Brighton and Burnley. Now on to the rest of the bottom 10. In 17th place, I've put Swansea. Loads of people have been putting them to go down because Sigurdsson, their best player by far, is probably leaving. But I think they'll stay up due to Burnley selling lots of their good players and them not at the moment not selling Sigurdsson. They have signed Mesa from Las Palmas, who is a really good CDM. Got an upgrade on FIFA 17, so I haven't seen him play in the La Liga, but I think he is going to be really good season and crucial in their back four. They've kept Llorente, who had a good season, scored lots of headers and got them loads of wins, and I think they'll do enough to stay up this season. I think in 16th will be Watford. They've signed Andre Gray, as I said. I was originally going to put them down in 19th where Burnley were, but since they signed Gray, I think they will do well. They've also got Troy Deeney up front and Okaka, who had a good season. So they got good strikers. They've signed Will Hughes in midfield, who could do really well for them. And in defence, they've still got Kabasele and a couple other decent centre-backs. And Gomez in goal, who should hopefully do well with his experience. In 15th, I think, will be Newcastle. third promoted side from the Championship. I think they'll be the only team that stay up. They've signed a couple players, one being Moreno, on loan from Borussia Dortmund. Signed a couple other decent players. And I think they'll have a good season. People have predicted them in higher up in the 12th, 11th, but I think they'll come 15th. And 14th I think will be Stoke. They've sold one of their best players in Arnautovic and replaced him with Choupo-Moting from Schalke. I don't think it's that good compared to Arnautovic. They've kept Shaqiri, Jack Butland, two other of their good players. But I think they will struggle on that left-hand side and will come 14th place. In 13th, I think, will be West Brom. Tony Pulis is a great manager and always tends to keep his team up. He's been managing West Brom for the past 3 years and has kept them up pretty comfortably. I think he'll do the same thing again this year and come 13th. They signed Jay Rodriguez from Southampton, not James. I mean, if they'd be higher up. But if they've signed Jay Rodriguez from Southampton on that left-hand side, I think he'll do really well. They've kept loads of players like Chadley, Rondon, and many other good players that they had. And I think they'll do well this season. In 12th, I think will be Crystal Palace. They've got a new manager in Frank de Boer, the legend on FIFA 17, who I think will be good for them. They've signed Riedewald, who's got decent potential at centre-back, to go alongside their captain, Delaney, and maybe Scott Dan. I think Delaney's captain anyway. They've kept Cabaye, they've kept Zaha, kept lots of their really good players, Benteke as well. So they have a decent squad. I think they'll come higher up than last season in 12th, maybe challenge for a top 10 spot. We'll have to wait and see. In 11th, I think will be Bournemouth, and just missing out on a second top 10 spot in a row in their third, I believe, Premier League season. They have signed some pretty decent players in Jermaine Defoe, Nathan Ake, and also Begovic in goal. I think Begovic will have a good season. Played well at Stoke, didn't really perform at Chelsea because he didn't get the first team football like he did at Stoke. And also Nathan Ake as well, didn't get first team football at Chelsea. Defoe as well, I think, like Spencer said in his predictions video, I think he's got one more season in him to get lots of goals for them, and I think they'll do well, just missing out on the top 10 spot though, and come in 11th. Now on to my top up to 7th place. In 10th, I think will be 2015-16 champions Leicester. They didn't have a good season in the Prem last season. They mainly focused on their Champions League run, which they did well in coming into the quarterfinals. Without European football like last season, I think they'll have a good season, finish comfortably in the top 10. They've signed Iborra in that CDM spot, who will probably replace Drinkwater, who is most likely going to Chelsea. They kept Vardy and Mahrez for now, as I think they will both have okay seasons. They've also signed Iheanacho if Vardy doesn't perform, and Musa as well doesn't perform. In 9th place, I think will be Southampton. They've got a new manager in Pellegrino, I believe his name is, and have also kept most of their good players like Buffon, Gabbiadini, Redmond. They've sold Jay Rodriguez, I was saying earlier. He didn't really get into the first team, as it was mainly Buffon or Tadic who played on that left-hand side. They've only really signed Lamina from Juventus this window, who will help them in that midfield. with Van Dijk probably leaving, they will struggle in defence, but I think Yoshida is a good centre-back and will help them get into the top 10. In 8th place, I think, will be West Ham. Many people have predicted them here after their signings they've made. They've signed 4 really good players in Joe Hart, Pablo Zabaleta, Chicharito Hernandez and Marco Arnautovic. I think Joe Hart is as good as he was back in the day when he was at City. Zabaleta's ageing a bit, but I still think he's really good. I'm not saying that because I'm a City fan, but I just think he's a really good right back. And same with Defoe, I think he has a couple more seasons in him before he starts getting slower, worse, and it's coming up to the end of his career. Arnautovic is a really good player. He's got about 3 informs last season and did well. Same with Hernandez, he had a good season at Leverkusen. And coming back to the Premier League, I think he'll do well up front with like Andy Carroll. They kept Antonio and a couple other decent players like Winston Reid, Ogbonna. Kept their keeper Adrian as a backup as well. And sold Randolph, who I don't think would play that much. In 7th place, I think, will be Everton. They sold Lukaku, who's a really good player. But they've kept Barkley at the moment. And also they signed Michael Keane from Burnley, Pickford from Sunderland, Everton have also signed Wayne Rooney, and they've signed a couple other players. Lukaku is obviously a big blow, but Rooney could play at top like he did back in the day and could play well. They've kept Balassi, who should be fit hopefully for around midway of the season. Coleman as well, who broke his leg, should be back pretty soon and should hopefully do well. And I think they'll have a good season and finish comfortably in 7th like they did last year. Now moving on to the top 6. Now this is one of the hardest top 6 that we've ever had to predict in Premier League. All these top 6 teams are really good and it's really hard to predict. So don't put hate comments in the comments if you disagree with me. I think loads of people will agree with me here with Arsenal coming in 6th place. They've signed Lacazette and Kolasinac, who scored in the Community Shield final, and Lacazette did really well in a couple of friendlies, scored in a couple of them, and played quite well in the Community Shield as well. I think they'll both have good seasons, along with Sanchez, who is most likely staying now, Ozil, who is staying. I think they'll have a really good season. I think Czech will do well. Also, and I think they'll have a really good season, but I think 6th place is where they'll come this season. In 5th place and just missing out on the Champions League spots, I think will be Liverpool. They signed Mohamed Salah, who is a good player on that right wing. They've also signed Solanke on a free, who did well in pre-season, and Andrew Robertson at left back, who could be a good replacement for Moreno. Coutinho may be leaving the club. They just got a bid rejected this morning or last night. They rejected a bid of 90 million from Barcelona for Coutinho. So he could be staying if they want like 150 million for the Brazilian. But he could possibly be going. Firmino looks like he'll be staying. Same with Lallana, Chan, Henderson, and many other decent players in this side. I think they will struggle in defence, but I think they'll do well. They'll come ahead of Arsenal, but I think they'll just miss out on Champions League spots. I think we'll go to the final day like last season. And here's who I think will come in 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. In 4th place, I think will be Manchester United. People may disagree with this, but I think it will be Manchester United. Think about it, they've signed Matic, who is an improvement on likes of Fellaini. With Herrera, Matic and Pogba in the midfield, I think they'll do well. They sold Ibra, but they could be re-signing him. There hasn't been lots of news on that in the last few weeks, so they probably won't. But they have signed Lukaku, as I was saying earlier about when we were talking about Everton, who isn't really an improvement on Lukaku, so I don't think they'll do as well as other people think, like coming in the top 3 like loads of people have predicted. I think they'll come in the Champions League spots, only 4th place, not in like the top 3 which other people have predicted. In 3rd place, which may surprise lots of people, are the champions from last season, Chelsea. They've signed Rudiger, Bakayoko and Morata, who I don't think are going to help them really in the first team. Spencer was talking about this, he predicted them 4th, and I really agree with him. They haven't got much depth, because they have sold like Loftus-Cheek, Matic, Solanke, many other players. They don't have much depth, and I think they will struggle because of that this season. I think they'll finish comfortably in the Champions League spots by 5 or 6 points. They've kept Kante, they've kept all their other amazing players like Hazard. Costa may be leaving, don't know where. Hasn't been much news on where he could be going or any bids accepted by Chelsea for him. But I don't think Morata is really that great compared to Costa. Costa definitely is the better player of the two, and Morata didn't do really well in the friendly games they played and the Community Shield. I think Chelsea are a really good team. They've got a great manager who won the league in his first season, which other clubs like Man U and Man City failed to do. I think they will have a great season, but I think they're just going to finish 3rd. In 2nd place, I think will be Tottenham, same as last season, and that means my club Manchester City, I believe, will win the league title. They have signed anyone, and you may be thinking, why has he predicted them to go in 2nd then? It's because they've only really sold Kyle Walker, and they've got chemistry between all the players. They all know each other, they've all played the season with each other, and I think they'll have a good season. Most of their players got team seasons in the first team. Kane, Ali, Lloris, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and they've kept Dembele, it was a really good centre mid. They've kept loads of other players who could be do really well for this season to help them finish in that 2nd place. And the only reason why I predicted them 2nd is because they've only sold really one person in their first team, who is Kyle Walker, and they have got Kieran Trippier, who did get injured in a friendly. I was watching that match, but I think they could play like 3 at the back with like Danny Rose at left mid or something. But I think they'll have a good season, coming in 2nd again, and just missing out on their first league title. Well, I believe first league title. Well, if not their first league title in a while. I don't think they have won it before. That means I think Manchester City will win the league, and we'll talk about why I think that in a minute. That means in 1st place I have predicted my team, Manchester City, to win the league. I'm not just saying that because I think they're the best team in the league. Many people like Matt HD Gamer Reeve, Matt HD Gamer's dad, Spencer, had all predicted them to win the league, I think. I'm just saying people's predictions that I've watched, and I believe I predicted them to win the league. Anyway, let's talk about why I think they will win the league. They struggled in their defence last year because most of them were quite old and ageing. They sold all of them. Clichy, Kolarov, Zaba and Sanya have left. And they signed Kyle Walker, Danilo, Mendy. In goal, obviously, Bravo struggled, and they've sold Willy Caballero. So they brought in Edison, who I think is a really good goalie. Played well in the Portuguese league, got a team this season. And they haven't really sold anyone in their first team. They've also signed Bernardo Silva from Monaco, who I think is good. Got a team season like Edison. I think he'll do well on that right hand side if Sterling doesn't start as he comes off the bench as a super sub. You still got Yaya Toure and David Silva. Silva is confirmed they will be leaving in 2 more seasons to go to Las Palmas. And Yaya Toure is staying for this season as well. There was talks about him last season leaving the club, but he stayed another season past that. For now, he could go in January. And they've also kept De Bruyne, who's a really good player and will probably be our player of the season if we do win, and possibly player of the year. Guerra and Jesus are 2 amazing strikers who will bang the goals. Jesus' first full season, hopefully in the Prem, if he doesn't leave in January, which most likely he won't, unless he gets $1 million off, like 500 million offer from Barcelona or something, which is unlikely. I think Man City will have one of their best seasons they've ever had, better than the other league titles they've had, comfortably probably winning the league if this does happen. And if you do disagree with any of my predictions, don't hate me in the comments, just say, well, I think you're wrong there. I think that they'll come in so place. Don't say, why did you predict City to win the league? Of course you are, because they're your favourite team. Don't say stuff like that. It's my predictions. It's what I think and who I think will win the league and come in each position. It's quite hard to predict them, so don't hate me. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It's quite long, but still, if you have made it this far, then appreciate that. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.